super ready for this. It's a big deal. What's up, you guys? John here for Obesetobeast with
Jessie.
This is my beautiful girlfriend, right? I don't know how I got her. We'll figure that out later. But so she brought to my attention, she said, hey, you know, you make a ton of videos talking about dealing with overeating and binge eating and dealing with, you know, eating too many calories. And she said, I would love to kind of talk about my struggles with eating too little of calories, right?
Right.
So let's just kind of jump into it.
Okay, well, I guess I just want to start off by saying, like, I know a lot of people see me kind of in the gym. If you follow John, I'm sure you've seen a little bit of me somewhere in the gym or something like that. And I'm always, like, super consistent with it, but I haven't always been consistent with my diet. And actually, it's, like, my biggest struggle. So I know John talks a lot about the importance of, you know, like, if you're in the gym all the time, but your diet isn't changing and you're just eating crap all the time and eating crap, like, it's not going to change. You're not going to see the results that you probably would hope to see. It's kind of the same with undereating. If you're in the gym all the time and you're consistent like I've been and you're kind of pushing yourself as hard as you can go, but you're not eating enough calories, it's the same kind of thing. You're not going to see the results that you're hoping to see. I know for me personally, I want to get stronger and then I want to look different, but you can't be stronger or look different if I'm not eating anything, you know, so.
Well, so has it always been something that you've struggled with like not eating enough calories? Like, can you remember a time when you were a kid that you felt like you weren't eating enough, or like, do you think you've noticed it more recently?
Yeah,
like,
I think that definitely since just kind of being an adult and having to take on a lot of responsibility, I never noticed the effect that stress would have on me or anxiety or anything like that. I know that I'm kind of a worrisome person, but I didn't even really start seeing the effects of it in my diet until recently. So usually I know a lot of people, they eat it when they get emotional, when they're sad or when they're hurt or when they're mad or, you know, whatever, but I'm the opposite.
Okay.
So if I'm feeling a little bit of stress, a little bit of worry, a little bit of doubt or concern with something, I just can't eat. I don't have an appetite.
For me, food was something that I could always control, right? Especially when I got out of high school and stuff like that. So I could always control how much food I ate. So if like you said, if I was feeling stressed, I would eat more food. If I was feeling upset, I would eat more food. So like, do you think that maybe like plays a part into it or anything like that?
Being able to control it?
Yeah.
Honestly, I will go a whole day and get home and realize I haven't even eaten anything. So I think it's just like, not recently, but like I will have gone like a whole day and get home and realize like, oh, I haven't eaten anything. But then in my mind, I'm like, whatever. Like, I'll just have to start again tomorrow. You know, instead of going and eating all the calories I can find, I'm just like, whatever. Kind of disappointed in myself even, because when I don't eat, I get upset that I don't eat, and then I just...
See, for me, it's like, when I hear that, it's hard for me to really understand, you know, because like, for me, I'm like, food is almost always on my mind, you know, and like thinking about, you know, I want to eat this and that and that. So like, why, do you know why? Like, because like for me, I know why, like why I overeat, you know, it's usually because of things that I'm dealing with or whatever. But like, do you know what it is that makes you not want to eat? Is it like, are you really not hungry, or is it like that it stresses you out?
No, that's what I mean. Whenever I'm like stressed out or I'm worried or I've had to make a lot of decisions at work lately, so that stresses me out or that worries me or concerns me, because you can't always have the answers to everything. But I think subconsciously, I just don't eat because I don't have an appetite. You know what I mean? Or if we get in an argument or something, I just can't eat. It makes me sick.
Never been in an argument
I know,
before.
We're perfect. I don't even know why I said that. So
weird.
dumb.
It's very strange. I don't even
Stupid.
know what you mean. Yeah, well, so like, has that played into maybe why you hate being called like skinny and stuff like that, and like why you hate when people say, oh, you look so small, you look so skinny?
Oh,
like,
yeah, absolutely. That has been a pet peeve of mine since I can remember. I hate when people come up to me and grab my arms or my legs and go, oh, you're so little. I've never been this little. You're so tiny. You're so skinny. And I know that for a lot of people, even a lot of my friends, skinny is a good kind of connotation. It kind of has a good representation of its, you know, the name. So it's like when they would love to be skinny. They would love for somebody to call them skinny. But me, I think it does stem from my issue with like consistent eating, that I don't like to be called skinny because I'm already aware, like, I'm not eating enough. I'm not you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm in the gym all the time, but you can only lift so much weight if you're not eating enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You kind of hit the ceiling a little bit when you're not eating because you can't lift weight.
I think it's funny, like, because when people like sit there and call you skinny, what they mean is like, I'm assuming what they mean is like, oh, you're not fat. Is pretty you know what they're probably trying to say, but they don't realize. It's funny how I think even like more recently, especially with like, I feel like social media taking off and then like fitness becoming such a big part of it, like skinny is almost like a negative word. Like it's not something that people really want to hear. Even people that are skinny, like they don't want to hear that, you know? Like, I don't know, I've always thought that was super interesting because I feel like back in the day, like girls wanted to be skinny, but now I think this is great. Like I think girls want to be strong. They don't want to be skinny. You know, like you want to be stronger, you want to be better, you want to be like, you don't want to just be looked at as like this. I think it might come with, you know, women becoming like more aware of who they are and like trying to be not just like the housewife kind of thing. Like they want to be, this might be looking way too deep into it, but like it might be like, it's like I don't want to just be this skinny little figure that's like pretty
stereotypical.
Yeah, exactly. Like I want to be strong. I want to lift more weights. I want to, you know, do better in the gym. I want to, you know, this and that and that. So yeah, I think that's super interesting.
Yeah. Well, and it's like you said, like it's just what people's ideals are when it comes to skinny. I work with a lot of people, and their comments to me are very often, oh, you're so skinny, you can eat whatever you want. Oh, you're so skinny. Like, oh, you're so skinny, that's why you can do that. I can't do that. Or, you know, and it's just, I was even telling you yesterday, like, I have to get to a point where hearing that doesn't make me cringe. It doesn't make me, you know, sick. It's just kind of coming to the terms with, I know what changes I need to make. Yeah. And I know that you're not trying to insult me. You don't know my issues or my struggles right now. So it's just coming to terms with what I need to work on and the issues I need to work on, and not letting them come to a front with coworkers. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be that deep at work. You know what I mean? So I think that it's just kind of working on what you need to work on. Yeah. You know?
And I think that this might be completely wrong, but I know when I was heavier, I would look at skinny people, smaller people, and I would almost get like, and this was like me being in a really bad spot and me being in like a really just, I didn't like the size that I was. I felt like there was nothing I could do to change it. I felt like I went on a million diets, nothing ever changed, right? And then I would see people that were skinny, right? And like, especially one of my best friends, Jordan, right? He lived with me. We ate the same foods. Now, granted, I've already talked about this, but I would eat, you know, 3 times as much. But we would both eat McDonald's, and in my head, it's like, we're both eating McDonald's, so how come he's not gaining weight? And I almost looked at it like I would get upset almost when I saw, like, I literally would. I wouldn't like be mean to him, but in my head I was upset at myself because it's like it didn't seem fair.
Yeah.
So that might be a part of it too. Like people that are bigger, like they get upset when they see people that, because in your head, wow, I'm getting really into this. In your well, because like in my head in my head I thought, when I lose weight I will be happy. Period. Like I didn't think of anything else. It was like, when I lose weight, I will be happy.
That's a fair point.
So when I saw people like you, I figured they're happy, and that's not fair because they haven't worked to be happy yet. You know, and I felt like I need to work so hard. I have to work for years to get this weight off so I can be happy like they are all the time, because they're skinny and they can fit into clothes and they can do whatever they want. They can go to amusement parks and not have to worry about that. And it's funny now, knowing all the hard work that it does take, that's not true, because you aren't just happy where you are. Like, you have goals that you're trying to get to, right? Like, you're not just happy being skinny, like you want to, you know?
Yeah, well, and I don't think anybody should ever be just happy with they are. I think that we should always be trying to strive for better and improve ourselves, because we're never going to be perfect human beings, right? So I think, like, it's important for us to realize, like, whether you're on my end of it or you're on the other end of it going like, oh, you're skinny, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, we have to get to a point where we're realizing, like, we have to work hard for something. There's got to be something we have to work hard for, you know? And I think that for me, it's building muscle. For me, it's eating, you know? This has been a really big challenge for me, because when I'm under a lot of stress, I just don't eat. But I have to constantly tell myself, okay, you're gonna eat something. You're gonna eat something. You're gonna go eat this, or you're gonna, you know, whatever it is, you have to get yourself in the mindset to do it. But it's funny that you made that point, because a lot of the people I work with, they're moms, you know, or they're married, and so they're kind of like set into who they are and things like that. But it's so true, you know, every time I talk about doing something on the weekend but being a little bit tired, or every time I talk about going to the gym, it's like, oh, you're young, but you don't have to do that, but you're skinny, why do you go to the gym? Like, you don't need to go to the gym, you know. Or every day I try to drink a gallon of water, and they'll see me drinking and they're like, oh, that's why you're so skinny, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know how to react. Okay, I'm sorry. You know. And I mean, a lot of it is genetics. I do come from a thinner family, but a lot of it is me under eating. So
so do you think you never had like an issue, you wouldn't say that you had like an issue to where it was like an eating disorder, like it was never like you were anorexic or anything like that, right?
No, I've never consumed X amount of food and then made myself sick because I felt that I was overweight, or I didn't look presentable, you know, or I've never just not eaten because I feel, you know, like I'm
you're fat and like
like I'm fat and I need to like keep my reputation. Never, ever. Honestly, it's a really strange, I don't know if it's even a condition or if it's just a habit, you know, of not eating.
Yeah, it's something that we've been like, since we've been together, we've worked on it a lot, and it's been, especially like the past few months, she's been a lot better at it. It's funny how like with her, getting her to eat more is the same. I use the same method. Like I gave her the same tips as I give myself or anyone that's trying to lose weight. It's like, track what you're eating. Right. And like I told you, I was like, track what you're eating and you'll know that you're not eating enough. And for me, track what I'm eating because I know that I'm eating too much. But yeah, it's funny how like the method, at least for you, that I gave her is the same as the method that I give myself to lose weight. It's like the more knowledge you have, the better off you are every single time. You know, if you know for a fact, if you're tracking your calories and you know you're only eating 1,200 calories a day, you know you're under eating. And if you're eating 5,000, you're tracking, you know you're eating too many calories, you know? But like I guess the moral of this video, you know, we kind of just talked about a couple things, you know, nothing too intense, nothing too crazy, but it's like, you know, I guess like be aware of everyone. What's the word that I'm looking for? Be compassionate. There we go. Yeah, be compassionate of everyone. Like, just because somebody is skinny or, you know, might be where you want to be, that doesn't mean that they're happy and that they don't have things that they're going through. And they don't have things that they're struggling with. They don't have things that they want to work on.
Well, and remember that social media is a platform that people use to their own advantage. So you'll see, if you go to my Instagram, you'll see pictures of me happy as can be, and I'm not going to post pictures of me stressing out at work or making life-altering decisions, you know what I mean? Because nobody wants to see that, right? And that's what we all do. We all kind of post pictures of...
Well, I think, like, I've either heard this or I made this up and I'm a genius, but I think that's, like, the social media complex, you know? Anyone, unless, like, you're... media, like for me, you know, I post about my loose skin and most people probably wouldn't post about that, right? But I do. But most people, and any normal person, I would say, is gonna post the highlights of their life, right? So you can't just look at someone's social media and engage who you are as a person and like the goals that you have off of their highlight reel. That doesn't make any sense, you know, because like,
Well, and I'm sure everybody heard of that girl that was on Instagram, and she went back and changed all the captions to her photos. You remember her? Yeah. Literally, I could do that and show you on my deadlift PR recently. It's because I had eaten so much. I was doing so well. I was eating so well. And now, like, I can't even lift that way, I don't think, because I'm not consistent. You know what I mean? And so... it's just, people show you what they want to show you, so you really can't judge a book by its cover. You know, you never know what somebody's going through. You never know what it took for them to look that way, or, you know, whatever. You can't, I don't know, you just can't really
you can't
tell. You can't tell. You never know.
So, you know, just kind of be compassionate towards other human beings, because all human beings are amazing. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about, I feel like it's just a different perspective on my channel, because I talk so much about overeating and about dealing with how to restrict calories and, you know, lessen calories, and then she's dealing with like literally trying to eat more and doing everything she possibly can. I understand this video was kind of everywhere, but that's how we are. That's how we talk. We have crazy brains that go everywhere. But yeah, that's gonna be the video, guys. Thank you for thinking about this idea.
Thanks for listening.
Talk about it.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
This is my beautiful girlfriend. And I think there was one other thing that she wanted to say.
Oh,
what
me?
Was it? Yeah. What was it?
Look how buff I am. Imagine, look how skinny I am.
Obey the warning signs, and when there are flashing lights or wigwags, don't attempt to cross until they come to a complete stop.